Thank y'all for joining. Most certainly appreciate you. If you're just now joining the stream, please give the video a like. That helps out a lot. And we're going to get rolling here. Thank y'all for being here. All right. There is no sound to that particular video. This is just like a little bit of a background scene. If you can hear me well, please give me a thumbs up. Like the video just because that's a good thing to do. And we're going to get rolling in just a moment. All we're waiting for now was for Trump to come out. He's going to speak in front of veterans. And while he speaks in front of veterans, he'll also address the Mueller Report, that whole situation. So y'all be sure to tune in for that. It's going to be fantastic. You know. All right. Hearing a little bit of action going on. This is a nice event. When I was in the White House, I'm not sure if we were in this room or not. I don't think this room was open to us at that particular point in time. We had a different part of the White House. Okay, so you got a guy coming out. Probably just laying out some stuff, getting it prepared. So what do y'all think Trump will say today? You think it's gonna just go be like, you know, there's no collusion, no any kind of impropriety between him and the Russian Federation, which is what he should say because that's what the report said. If the report says it and he knows it in his heart, why not say that? That's what would make sense, correct? So we'll see. The live stream has sound. Yeah, it's a little bit of sound, but it's not a lot because nobody's in front of the microphone yet, but we will get more sound pretty soon here. So y'all just hang tight. We'll be there in a moment. And thank you to everybody that's here. Please like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff for me. If you want to donate, that's fine as well. I'd appreciate it. And if you are a first-time viewer, please subscribe to the channel. There should be a red button beneath me that says subscribe. Make that red button turn gray by clicking on it. Just click. The clicking is free, subscribing is free, liking is free, and clicking the bell is also free. If you click the bell, you get notified whenever I go live or post a new video. So thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for subscribing. Uh-oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I guess they're just testing their little thing. Yeah, I heard me checking the audio. That was not me saying check. So we're going to get started in just a moment. Again, thank you all for being here.
Check. I'll keep that up. And I'll pop it down. And you'll get primary.
Mueller.
Okay. I'm going to put on NBC right quick. Let me see if I can do this.
General seems to be saying and going out of his way is to say that there was no intent. And how do we know there was no intent without an interview? It seems to me that the White House lawyers, the personal lawyers of the president, were brilliant in one regard in particular in demanding that there be no interview and that they only submit written answers to questions, because there's no way that Mueller could follow up and try to determine the intent. And to say that there was no intent based on what the...
Okay, we're going to go ahead and mute her and just get back to the live shot. I'm going to keep that tab in the background just in case this, you know, this particular stream has sound that's kind of weird or whatever. So yeah, if I switch between streams occasionally, just bear with me. That's kind of what happens during these live shots. Sometimes the stream that I'm using may go down or the sound may not be right. There's not much I can really do to control that. So I just want to thank y'all for bearing with me and being patient. And thank you all for joining the stream. We got 312 concurrent right now. Fantastic. Thank you to Brandon Wolf for the donation, who says, ABL, thanks for being awesome. Keep up the great work. Cheers. I appreciate it. And if you're just now joining the stream, we have President Trump coming out speaking to veterans. And during his talk, he'll be addressing the Mueller Report press conference that William Barr just had, and also just the report in general. We all know that there's no collusion, there's no corruption, none of that was going on. If the Russians, quote unquote, tried to interfere with the election illegally, that's on them, not on us, the American people, not we the people or Trump or anybody in Trump's circle. You know, they're talking about Paul Manafort, all these guys. They're getting them on unrelated ticky-tack stuff from back in the day that has no real relevance as it relates to the 2016 election. But we'll get to all that in just a moment. And thank you all again for being here. 351 people, good money. That's what I like to see. The left is cringeworthy, Ulysses Torres, 100%. Thank you to Travis for the donation, who says, thanks, ABL. Your streams are solid. Keep it up, bro. Hey, I appreciate you for your support. Most certainly appreciate you. There was collusion, but from Hillary's side, hey, if that's the case, then that makes more sense than it coming from Trump. SL says Russell Wilson was re-signed. Trump is cleared again. This is a great week, 100%. Shout out to Russell. Are you a Seahawks fan? Go Hawks. I'm not a Seahawks fan myself. I'm a Vikings fan. I've been a Vikings fan since Randy Moss, because Randy Moss is from my birthplace of Rand, West Virginia. Shout out to Rand University. Big up. Shane coming from Pittsburgh. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Not too far from WVU, West Virginia University, Morgantown. Shout out to everybody up there. The background music may just be the White House band that plays. You know, I think it's the Marines that play. I'm not really sure what branch of the military, but they do play in the White House. A live band. Who Dat Nation? All right. Eagles are better, but Bird Gang. Yeah. Randy Moss was awesome, and I'm mad that when they went undefeated in the regular season, that catch, who was that made that catch? It wasn't Odell. What was it, David Tyree or somebody made that catch, and then it ruined their perfect season. They would have won a Super Bowl if it was not for that catch. Thank you to the Donald, where we go one, we go all, who says, God bless Trump and Q. Thank you for that. Most certainly appreciate you. All right, we got a little while to go. As soon as Trump comes out, we'll be able to get to the press conference. And if you're just now joining the stream, Donald Trump will come out, speak to veterans, and also address the Mueller Report, nothing burger, that William Barr just addressed during the press conference. Short press conference, maybe like 30 minutes at the most. 20 to 25 minutes. David Tyree, yes, it was Trump parody guy. Yeah, that was a terrible moment, but it is what it is. Matt Christensen is a Vikings fan. Yeah, shout out to Matt. He's from one of the Dakotas. I think it's South Dakota, so it's like not too far. That's probably their closest NFL team is right there. I think Minnesota, I think that's a border state to South Dakota, or wherever he is, North or South Dakota. Joey Hooper says, I lived in Virginia. What's your take on state politics that ignore Southwest Virginia in favor of Nova and the eastern areas? Yeah, that was always a big problem when I was there, you know, because I got family out there in southwestern Virginia, and I was born in West Virginia, so I understand that particular part of the state. They get totally ignored. You know, my family in Roanoke, like, it's so far removed from what happens in, Fairfax County and Loudoun and all these places, Sterling, El Salvador, you know, so it's so many people up in that area. 1/3 of the state's population is in Northern Virginia, 1/3, and they're all blue, and they're all connected to the government, because basically that area is all government workers, or the economy is largely based on the government money. So people that are going to be there will vote for bigger government because that's how they're able to fund themselves. So it's really unfortunate. I think that they should secede from the state. Once you get past Fredericksburg, just have all of that up there be, I don't know, New DC. DC should annex all that and become the 51st state, rather than just having this weird thing where they can't really be represented. You know, it's unfair to, you know, Wise, Big Stone Gap, Bristol, Virginia, all that over there. So thank you for the question, and shout out to the super chatters. Hold on. Thank you to Cheryl Piccolo, who says, thank you for being honest in your reporting news to us. Well, thank you for your support. I couldn't do it without you. 100% certain. And who else do we have here? Thank you to Aaron Miller for your donation. Coming all the way from Europe. I appreciate you. Collusion, delusion, 100%. There is no collusion. None whatsoever. And we're going to see that in the coming days and weeks, because we're going to get the report. And I'm sure that they will leak the unredacted report, because I think William Barr was saying that he's going to have a less redacted report available to Congress, not necessarily to the general public, but to Congress. So if Congress has it and we don't, I'm sure that it will leak. You know, it won't be given to us directly from the government, but somebody in government will leak it. Little Adam Schiff, he'll leak it. Shout out to Aaron Miller, says MAGA from Slovakia. Shout out to Slovakia. Montana. Okay, thank you, T-Rex. Montana. I got my, I knew it was a state up there somewhere, but Montana, thank you for that. Bozeman, Montana, I remember now. Shout out to Matt and Blind, good people. I've been on the show before. I like to be able to go again. Mark says MAGA from Canada. Shout out to Canada. All right. Mike Patton says, do I think Assange will show up and testify against Clinton, Comey, Obama about the spying on Trump? I'm not sure he'd be able to get the opportunity. If he comes to the United States, he's going to be going to the penitentiary, or he may be going to court. I don't know if he'd be able to actually testify. So, you know, and then if he does testify before he gets any kind of sentencing, then it'll be tainted, because people will say, oh, he's trying to testify now to save his own hind parts. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go, but that's a good question. We'll see. We'll see in the future if he even gets extradited to the U.S. That's still kind of up in the air. That's still kind of questionable, because they want him to go to Sweden first to face the rape allegations. And if you're just not joining the stream, they can say all the people who are here. We got almost 700 concurrent. We're waiting on Trump to come out to address veterans. And when he comes out, at a certain point, he will be talking about the Mueller Report press conference that William Barr just had. Now, let me see. Okay. We're just getting a shot here of people. This is just on a different stream from NBC. And if you can't see behind me, it says, coming up, President Donald Trump speaks ahead of redacted Mueller Report release. Thank you to Gardy Denis, who says, you're the hardest working man on the black manosphere. Thank you for that, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to all the people over there. Shout out to O'Shea, Duke Jackson, and the whole squad. 60 Tippy says, hello from Australia. Thank you for coming in. Skip Shaw says, homeless veteran in Texas. Hopefully you're able to change that situation and get yourself some housing. But thank you for tuning in, Skip Shaw. My prayers going out for you, man. Hopefully everything turns around. Let me see. Slim Nola says, Trump's going to moonwalk out to the podium. Hilarious. TJ says, can I summarize what Barr said? Basically, to keep it short and sweet, he says that while the Russians did try to illegally interfere with the election, there is no evidence that Trump or anybody else in the USA colluded or conspired with them. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. That was pretty much it in a nutshell. And he also said that a redacted report will be released pretty soon, and a less redacted but not totally unredacted report will be released to Congress. They'll be able to have it to go over it for their own personal needs. So that was pretty much it. He took like maybe about 3 or 4 questions, and they were all pretty much the same, talking about how can you say that there was no way to indict Trump, or, you know, did you just not, was there no indictment of Trump because it's not fitting to indict a sitting president? And this whole thing was, well, there's no evidence. You got to be able to have evidence to indict somebody. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If I miss anything in the chat, y'all let me know. Ken Carwine, hopefully I didn't butcher your name, boss, says Northern California Patriot checking in. Thank you for joining. Truth and Decency says hello from New South Wales, Australia. Shout out to Eyes. Big up to you guys over there. All right, so we're waiting on Trump to come out. Let me see. ProMan1 says 90% of MSNBC's platform has just been pulled out from them. Hey, that's the whole thing, right? People like Rachel Maddow, talking about Russia, Russia, Russia every show. Just in one day, overnight, basically, she lost 500,000 viewers. 500,000, just instantly, snap of a finger. Because once the Russia thing went away, it's like, all right, what do we do now? Trump parody guy asked me, do I have a contact? Was hoping to one day interview you on my channel. Well, thank you for your donation. Most certainly appreciate you. I do have a contact. It's on my website, anthonyblogan.com. My email address is contact@anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN. Don't get triggered by this. Thank you to Trace Lutteringer for that. God bless you as well. Jerry Thanos says Ukraine colluding with HRC and DNC Uranium One. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that, do we? We don't want to talk about the collusion going on there. That seems to not really be an issue. We want to talk about things that don't even really make a difference. Thank you to all 810 of you who are here. We're just waiting on Trump to come out. The event was to begin at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, but we're waiting on Trump to drop out. I don't know what's going on, but we're just waiting. Everybody's in the building. You have veterans here. The event is Trump speaking to veterans, but Trump has not come out yet, but we'll see when he comes out in just a few. So y'all hang tight. We will be live as soon as they go live. Alrighty. And let's see. Now I'm seeing something from C-SPAN that says Justice Department officials to deliver redacted Mueller report to Congress. So I guess they're going to get the less redacted report coming up like now, pretty much. But we'll see.
Although, like I said, I'd rather have done like the Rose Garden and then he walks to the Marine One.
Okay, let's go. Let's see what's going on here on C-SPAN.
It's all lined up. It's easy.
As they'll be distributed to the relevant committees, and their reporters wait for that report to make its appearance. Also expected to make an appearance, Donald Trump himself at the East Room of the White House to address a forum. To the extent he'll address the report itself, who knows? But you can watch those events once it happens. You can see all these things at our website at cspan.org. If you can't watch that event, by the way, and you have to pull away from the TV, you can see it later on cspan.org, or you can also listen to it on our C-SPAN radio app, if you have that.
Okay, ain't nothing going on there. So I got a few streams loaded up, just in case one is not really the way it's supposed to be and the sound is weird. I can just switch to the next one. That's pretty much how we're going to do that. Alrighty. Mark Wazowski says 420 National No Collusion Day. I can definitely celebrate that one with you. You know, I'm drug free, but I celebrate. I'll be out there with you, celebrating that particular day, 100%. Laundromat Professional Services says the Great White Hope is about to clown these clowns. 1000%. I can't wait. I'm ready for it. And if you're just now joining, we're waiting on Trump to come out to speak to veterans who are already here, already in attendance. The event was to begin at 10:30, so he should be out any moment now. Thank y'all for being patient. Most certainly appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh man, that's when I worked in Kansas City.
Liberals are icky says every day since 11/8/16 has been just like Christmas. 1000%. The election night was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful night. It was a beautiful experience. It was just, one of the best things from election day night was to see all the mainstream media just fall apart. Even some of the, alternative media from the liberals, like the Young Turks. It's kind of hard to consider them alternative, but I digress. The looks on their faces, the long faces looking like Mr. Ed, it was it was wild. But hey, I knew it would happen, and it was just vindication for me that it did happen. Just like I know right now that Trump was going to be vindicated. There was no collusion. I mean, come on, like, why would he? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would he have to collude with the Russians? And then why is all this energy focused on the Russians? Are we xenophobic now? We can't get along with foreign nations? What's really going on? I really don't know. Oh, they definitely got triggered today. Thank you to Heartbreak Kid, lies down for absolutely nobody. 1980, I appreciate that. If you want this hat right here, there should be a list of products beneath this video. And in the list of products, you should be able to see this hat right here. I have this hat, which is a basic snapback, and I also have this in the trucker style, and I also have this hat in the red trucker style. The red that's on the website looks kind of different than the red that it actually is. The red is like a true red once you have it in real life. The red on the website kind of looks a little weird, but the red is a true red. It's like the red, white, and blue YouTube red. It's a nice red. Thank you, Colorado GOP. 1,000 watching. Yes, indeed. We have 1,073 concurrent viewers right now. I appreciate you. If you're just now joining, please give me a thumbs up on the video. Give me a like. Give me a share. And subscribe. If you are a first-time viewer, please subscribe to the channel. You'll be seeing more videos like this. More live things of breaking news. More pre-recorded videos about news that's happening. And I do a live show every Wednesday and Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for 3 hours where you're able to call in, speak to me, and talk about whatever's going on. And I got a lot more stuff rolling out, so y'all just hang tight for sure. Not My NPC says, "G'day from Australia." Shout out to Not My NPC. Thank you for joining. Shout out to all the international viewers, all the local viewers, everybody all around the world, all throughout the galaxy. I appreciate you. Wiener Weinstein 2020. That'd be a hilarious thing to see. Thank you, Pitch Black. I appreciate it. Generation Video Gamer, thank you for the thumbs up. All right, so we're waiting on Trump to drop any moment now. Russia hoax. Yeah, no Russia collusion. It's a big time hoax, Uncle Rich, 100%. ABO Sports win? I don't know. I don't know no good. I'll just be so busy. I think I'll be able to do ABO Sports if I got like people to really be doing it with me. If I was to do ABO Sports, it'd probably be mostly ABO basketball and football for sure. I watch a little bit of baseball, but really I'm a basketball fan. That's what I really enjoy, and a little bit of football. Like, if ABL Sports was to be about the NBA playoffs, I would have nothing but material to do. Diva Station says, "Sup, ABL from Cleveland here. Thank you for joining." Joseph Swain says, "Watching ABL from South Korea." Shout out to you in South Korea. Hey, speaking of South Korea, I just saw a movie called Train to Busan. It was a great movie. You know, some of the Korean movies be really dramatic and all that. I liked it a lot. It was really good. It was about it was like a zombie survival type of movie. I liked it. MMA. I watch some MMA. I do watch a little bit of MMA, a little bit of boxing, but mostly I watch basketball because I play basketball and I just really enjoy the sport. Shout out to I can't read your name, boss, but you say you're a black 16-year-old from H-Town who supports your videos. Hey, I thank you. I appreciate it. My next debate, I debate all the time, anytime. I can debate at any moment. Sometimes I may go on television with RT, and it just be random. They'll say, "Hey, do you want to debate today?" Like they'll email me, within like maybe a couple hours of the debate, or like maybe the day before, and say, hey, do you want to debate about it? I'm like, sure. I don't even really care who, the person is. I'll debate anybody. Bring anybody you want, I'll debate them. That's right, The Joker. I really enjoyed that movie. It's on Netflix if anybody has not seen it. That's right, Tim. I really, really enjoyed that movie. Trump train is getting big, 100%. Shout out to Judas Iscariot, who says, greetings from Philippines. Shout out to Philippines. Hey, I'm a big time fan of Filipino food. Hey, that lumpia, that, what's that, lechon, if I'm not mistaken, the pork. Hey, but that lumpia, my goodness, when I was in Virginia, in like the Norfolk area, Virginia Beach area, you got a lot of Filipinos out there because of the Navy, and you got a lot of Filipino food spots. But where I live at now, not so much. So the lumpia is a thing that I'm missing out here. I had some lumpia. My girl got me some from somebody that lives in Georgia, but we need a Filipino food spot here. I saw somebody with a Filipino flag in their car in Walmart, and I was like, all right, I wonder if they have like 100 lumpia in their freezer ready to rock. Shout out to Dat Master J from Oregon. Shout out to Oregon on the West Coast. Jesse Wright from Georgia. Alrighty. Crack music coming from France. Shout out to you. Adobo chicken. Yes, indeed, Blu-ray. Yes, indeed. All day long. Let me see. What's going on, Didi from Didi, Peru, from Boston? Shout out to you. All right. Glad you're over here. Let me see. And if you're just now joining the stream, thank you for joining. We're waiting on Trump to come out. The original time was 10:30, but I'm not really sure what's going on right now. We're almost at 11. Hold on. Let me just switch to my Twitter to see if there's any kind of updates. Tim Ferry got a MAGA hat on in the gym. Oh, man. Now, do you live in the liberal area? If you live in the liberal area, I know how that can be. For sure. All right. We got some movement. We got Mike Pence coming up. There we go. Here we go. We got Pence. So is Pence going to be like the opening speaker, or is he just going to be in the crowd? Thank you to J.A. who says from Detroit. Shout out to ABL. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Detroit. Nature J coming from BKNY. Shout out to Brooklyn. A lot of good people in Brooklyn. Ernest Somerville coming from Nashville, Tennessee. Love Nashville. I'm over here in Chattanooga. Nashville is a beautiful place to be. We went there to go see Jordan Peterson at the Ryman Theater. I liked it a lot. We saw the Grand Ole Opry, all that stuff too. Beautiful place. Dan Morris says, oh, my guy from Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. Mississippi's a nice place too. Mark Dilly coming from Japan. Ashton coming from Missouri. G. Nolan says, KC Mo for Trump. Shout out to Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you to Tim Farrell for the donation. Most certainly appreciate it. Trump, I believe Trump was exonerated, yes. They're not going to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, the warriors of the Wounded Warrior Project's Soldier Ride, D.C.
Okay.
Lance Corporal Zach Kowalik, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Devin Clark, United States Army. Private First Class Taylor Clinker, United States Army. Captain Patrick Nugent, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Matthew Brown, United States Army. Petty Officer, First Class, Luke Pete, United States Navy. Specialist, Robert Croy, United States Army. Specialist, Luis Cantu, United States Army. Sergeant, Justin Sather, United States Marine Corps. Corporal Troy Frodel, United States Marine Corps. Gunnery Sergeant Jose Morla, United States Marine Corps. Staff Sergeant Jeremy Velez, United States Army. Staff Sergeant Trevor Brunel, United States Army. Sergeant First Class Jorge Avalos, United States Army. Staff Sergeant Casey Grella, United States Marine Corps. Sergeant First Class Anthony Valentino Jr., United States Army. Staff Sergeant Jody Kemper, United States Air Force. Sergeant Joseph Burke, United States Army. Petty Officer First Class Carol Bailey, United States Coast Guard. Petty Officer First Class Nez Nelson, United States Navy. Corporal Oscar De La Rosa, United States Marine Corps. Petty Officer Second Class Cynthia Hernandez, United States Navy. First Lieutenant John Fernandez, United States Army.
All right, let's go ahead and get it rocking.
Petty Officer First Class Alana Wilhelm, United States Navy. Staff Sergeant Jeremiah Pauley, United States Army. Commander Thomas Olivero, United States Navy. Lieutenant Junior Grade Jordan Lowe, United States Navy. Specialist William Mathis, United States Army. Sergeant Samantha Monadum, United States Army. Senior Airman Justin Day, United States Air Force. Staff Sergeant John Bennett, United States Army. Sergeant Rory Cooper, United States Army.
All right. So I guess right now we're probably waiting on Trump to come out. They'll be behind him while he speaks. And if you're just not joining the stream, we have veterans here that Trump will speak in front of, and he'll also be addressing what's going on with the Mueller report as it relates to the press conference that William Barr just had at about 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're now at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Well, 11:06 a.m. if you want to be exact. And we're going to see Trump coming out any moment now. So if you are just now joining, please like the video. Give me a thumbs up. If you're a first-time viewer, please subscribe. And y'all just hang tight. We're going to have Trump come out momentarily. So stand by. Don't go nowhere. We are watching Trump speaking to veterans. Trump will be out pretty soon. So y'all just hang tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by Michael Lennington and Jose Ramos.
All right, let's come on out. There we go. The madman. If the sound is too low, please let me know. I'll be able to switch streams here in a moment if when he speaks it's too low.
Thank you very much. Please. I am thrilled to host the Wounded Warrior Project. It's been a long relationship I've had, and the Soldier Ride is something very, very
slam dunk for them. But of course, the devil is going to be in the details, because Barr also said that Mueller was looking at 10 potential examples of obstruction. And so I've been talking to some of the president's.
Oh my God. Wow. Hold on.
Pence and Karen Pence for being with us today. Thank you, Mike and Karen. Stand up. Mike, stand up. And theirs is really a fierce devotion. I can tell you that, speaking, I deal with Mike and Karen, and they have a fierce devotion to America's veterans, and we all do, and thank you very much. We're also grateful to be joined by Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan. Patrick, thank you very much. Great job you're doing. 100% of the caliphate. So that was great. That was one of our early assignments, right, with you. So I appreciate it. Great job, Pat. General Counsel of Veteran Affairs, Jim Byrne. Jim, thank you very much, Jim. Great job. And Army Vice Chief of Staff, General James McConville. James, thank you, James. Thank you very much. I also want to thank two great congressmen for being here, and if we had room, we would have had a lot more. Phil Rowe and James Baird. Thank you very much. Thank you, fellas. And they're having a good day. I'm having a good day, too. It was called No Collusion, No Obstruction. I'm having a good day. There never was, by the way, and there never will be. And we do have to get to the bottom of these things, I will say. And this should never happen. I say this in front of my friends, wounded warriors, and I just call them warriors because we just shook hands and they look great. They look so good, so beautiful. But I say it in front of my friends, this should never happen to another president again. This hoax, this should never happen to another president again. Thank you. With us on stage today are the wounded warriors from the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the National Guard, and the Marine Corps. Each of you is a living testament to the outstanding determination, persistence, and patriotism that made this the greatest nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And as you know, we're spending the biggest number of dollars we've ever spent, not even close. You know that very well, General. 700 billion my first year. I won't even tell you how much higher than before we got here. And then 716, and this year we're even trying to up it. We're rebuilding our military like never before. Brand new fighter jets, brand new ships of all kinds. Every soldier has the best equipment. In the Army, we're even getting new uniforms, and those beautiful new uniforms with the belt. It was a big deal, the belt. And if you think those uniforms were inexpensive, they were very expensive. They were but they wanted it, and we got it. We have equipment now like we've never had before. We have research going on for the new and greatest equipment in the world. Nobody is even close. Nobody can do what we can do. And we're at a level that we have really never been. So a lot of progress has been made. When I came in with Mike, we were a depleted armed forces. We were depleted. We had planes that were 50, 60 years old. And we had things that going on that you wouldn't believe, that the general knew, that General, I think we all knew, and we weren't happy about it, and we took it. And I'm a big budget person, but there's one thing more important than the budget, maybe a couple of things, but there's one thing in particular, and that's our military and our defense of our nation. Because without the defense of our nation, our budget doesn't matter. And we have done a real job. And I think when I go to the bases and I'm with the soldiers and the sailors and everybody, the Marines, we spent a lot of time with Marines the other day, Coast Guard doing the most advanced icebreaker in the world. They were trying to get it for 20 years. They couldn't get it. We're doing it. It is expensive, I will say. Built in the USA, by the way. But all of the things that we're getting, and I think in particular the Air Force with the planes, we're ordering vast numbers of F-35 fighter jets. I've tried to keep the price as low as possible. I got involved personally. I don't even know if I'm supposed to do it. I'll probably get in trouble because I cut the price, you know. But we cut it very substantially. Very, very substantially. And the F-18s and every kind of plane you can think of, the bombers, the tankers. We have the greatest equipment in the world. Everybody wants it, and we only give it to those that are working with us. And they pay for it, by the way. That's always nice. You know, in the old days, they weren't paying so much. Now, at least they pay, and they're happy about it. They respect us again. They respect our country again. Today, America proudly salutes you and all of your fellow warriors. You are incredible warriors. And when I took pictures just a little while ago, some of the guys walked in. Where are they? Are they here? Where are they? They walked in. They said hello. They were so, could you stand, please? Where are they? What happened? Okay, they're there, but I had some out here too. Everybody stand, please. Please. You are fantastic, Jeff. There's great admiration in this room and all over the country for all of you, and for all of you. And we really appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Great job. We're in awe of your courage, and we are forever grateful for your noble sacrifice. I also extend my deep gratitude to the amazing military spouses and the families that are here today. A lot of families here, yes? Stand up, please, spouses. Stand up, please. Please.
Shout out to the spouses, for sure.
Without the families, the spouses, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not the same. Your love sustains our warriors and our nation, and we want to thank you so much. You are incredible people. We're also delighted to have a distinguished World War II veteran in attendance, Corporal James Blaine, who was wounded in action at the famous Battle of Iwo Jima, and that was a battle. Where's James? Hi, James, please.
Probably want to shake his hand.
Thank you, James, a real hero. We're honored by your presence. Thank you. Tomorrow, the Wounded Warriors on stage with me will complete the final miles of their more than 30-mile soldier ride through Maryland and Virginia. On battlegrounds all over the world, these brave patriots risked their lives and shed their blood to defend our nation, our people, and our great American flag. Nobody defends our country like those people representing all others, but those people in the room today. Very, very special group. Here at home, they've beaten back injury and illness, in some cases beyond anybody's wildest imagination, and persevered through pain and adversity and hardship. The word comeback, greatest comeback, but it's a word even beyond. It's just courage, pure and simple courage. Their legacy of service is a gift to every single American. Through their example, we witness the daily triumph of the human spirit and the unmatched valor of the American patriot. Among our wounded warriors here today is 23-year-old Justin Day. While clearing towns in Afghanistan of terrorist fighters, in July, Justin stepped on an IED. Not good. Since then, he has endured more than a dozen surgeries, including the amputation of his right leg. Today, Justin continues his recovery at Walter Reed, where, by the way, they do an incredible job.
That's right.
A lot
They
to
do.
say hello to the folks. They do unbelievable work. There's nothing that I've ever seen like they do. And they have cutting-edge technology. They have the best doctors. And that's why I think I'm going to have to be president for many, many years, because I never want to use a regular doctor again. It's one of the benefits I get, Walter Reed. They have great doctors, right? I mean, they're just incredible people. And Aubrey is here, Justin's wife. And where is? Stand up, please. Wow. Wow. I have a little bad news. He looks like Justin. Right? Looks like Justin. Too bad. That is a beautiful baby. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Just days ago, Justin got on a bike for the first time since his injury. Tomorrow he will finish the grueling course alongside of his fellow warriors, and it is really grueling. Justin, your story, like so many others in this room, is an inspiration to all of us and to all Americans. Honestly, I really think it's an inspiration all over the world. People right now are watching all over the world. Also with us today is Lieutenant General Mike Lennington, who serves as CEO of the Wounded Warrior Project and has done an incredible job. Hasn't been there that long, but boy, you took it and you just, what a job you've done. What a job you've done. In a moment, General Lennington will introduce another truly remarkable wounded warrior, Jose Ramos. Before we hear from General Lennington and Mr. Ramos, I want to thank every veteran in the room for your patriotic service and selfless sacrifice that you put out on a daily basis. You are so respected, so loved by our country. You are the guardians of American liberty. You are the foundation of American strength, and you are the greatest source of American courage, honor, and pride that we have. So I just want to say to everybody, may God bless you. May God bless our incredible, which is what they are, wounded warriors, and all of our veterans, and may God bless our military and, very importantly, our great country, the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go with the questions, I think, at this point.
So, General, please come up and say a few. Thank you, General.
Oh, no questions? Okay, maybe not.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, if he leaves, that might be it
President
for him,
Trump,
but we'll see.
Vice President Mrs. Pence, Secretary
right there, so he didn't
Shanahan,
leave.
Cabinet and congressional leaders, fellow veteran service organizations, and the room is packed with many of the leaders from our veteran service organizations that we work with together. Most importantly, our warriors and families, thank you all for joining us today. On behalf of the entire team at Wounded Warrior Project, we're honored today to celebrate this exceptional group of wounded warriors standing behind me. It's truly an honor to be here at the White House for Soldier Ride DC, our 12th year in a row. How about that? 12th year in a row. And we're grateful for having such a great group of American patriots behind me. As the President said yesterday, the wounded warriors behind me rode through the streets of Annapolis, Maryland, and the campus of the U.S. Naval Academy, where they received incredible encouragement and recognition for their service and sacrifice. Tomorrow they'll ride through Northern Virginia, an uphill, hilly ride, and it's going to be raining. How about that? Continuing to challenge themselves physically while strengthening bonds of friendship and cohesion with each other and with the grateful citizens they'll meet along the way. We know that with the right support, wounded veterans regularly overcome the adversity of their injuries and either return to duty in uniform or lead full productive lives as citizen leaders in the communities in which they settle. And that's really what today is all about. Providing a venue for wounded service members to bond, continue healing, and realize that we are all here for them. Mr. President, thank you for honoring and empowering our nation's finest and for the work you have done and will continue to do on behalf of our military and our veteran community. I now have the honor of introducing our next speaker, Hospital Corpsman Jose Ramos, one of Wounded Warrior Project's legislative directors from our office right here in the nation's capital. A native of El Paso, Texas, Jose joined the Navy in 2000 to become a corpsman, a medic, where he was assigned to several Marine Corps infantry battalions as their platoon doc. Jose served 1 tour in Afghanistan and 2 tours in Iraq. And you can only imagine the difficult conditions Jose faced while he was deployed, multiple times and in very difficult circumstances. In 2004, Jose was hit by a rocket while serving as a member of a Marine sniper team. His injuries were near fatal. causing devastating damage to his left arm. Despite his critical injuries, Jose was not only able to direct a fellow service member in applying a tourniquet to his arm, but he continued to assist other wounded personnel before he was himself medevaced. Jose thankfully recovered and retired from the military in 2005, and amazingly, within months of his injuries, he ran and completed the New York City Marathon. Jose is a former member of the U.S. Para-Triathlon team and a former appointee to the President's Commission on Care for America's Returning Wounded Warriors. He is also a steadfast advocate for his brothers and sisters in arms, and is joined today by his beautiful wife, Jody, and children, Donovan and Luke, sitting right here in the front.
Quick update right quick. The sound just went off for a moment. Quick update. Trump may be coming out again to speak about what's happening with the Mueller report. Right now, we are live at a not a press conference, but an event while Trump and others are speaking to veterans in the White House. So just hang tight for a minute. If Trump comes back out to speak, we'll cover that. But we're just here for now, enjoying this particular program here. Back to the show.
For wife and my children, you know, my 9-year-old asked me if I can bring him to the White House one day. And I did today, and now I just got to make sure the Capitals win the playoffs, and I think I'm good for the year. So no, it truly is an honor and a privilege to be here today, to be at the White House amongst all our distinguished guests, and particularly amongst the warriors behind me. Not too long ago, I was standing in their shoes, and it feels like it was yesterday, obviously a few years back, but definitely brings back some memories. I also want to thank the White House staff for putting this together. It's a lot of work, and we really appreciate what you've done. Soldier Right is just one of the many programs Wounded Warrior Project has, but it's a program that's particularly special to me. It's played a significant part in my life. And as General Linnington indicated, I joined the Navy in 2000. In 2004, I was seeing myself serving in my 3rd tour overseas as a corpsman attached to a Marine sniper team when I was severely injured by a rocket attack. Fast forward a little bit, I'm Walter Reed, waking up, recovering, you know, going through the process as anybody who was injured at the time. And unbeknownst to me, you know, there was a group of friends somewhere in New York coming up with this crazy idea. How about we ride a bicycle across the country, right, to raise awareness and some money for a young organization doing great work, and that was the Wounded Warrior Project. Soon afterwards, in 2004, Chris Carney decided to do just that, and he rode over 5,000 miles across the country from coast to coast. And then following that, he decided to do it again, this time going in the opposite direction. That was really the birth of Soldier right? That year, we had 2 leg amputees join him, 2 service members still at Walter Reed, Ryan and Heath. And so they trekked starting from San Diego all the way across back towards New York. On their route, they stopped at Walter Reed, where they met up with and picked up a group of newly injured service members to join them the rest of the way. And I was one of the privileged to be able to join through that route. We did about 400 miles in about 7 days. And in that ride, I learned 3 important lessons. Number 1, Pennsylvania is not flat. Right? It is extremely hilly, and if it wasn't for the Amish pastries and the Yingling, I don't think I would have made it through the state.
Shout out to the Amish.
I did say I was a corpsman with the Marine Corps, right? So, number 2, going downhill full speed with one arm is not easy. Did not realize that. And oh, by the way, if you're gonna go on long bike rides, make sure you're wearing cycling shorts and make sure they're not inside out. And number 3, the most important lesson of them all, is no matter how difficult the challenge is, whether you fall down or crash, whether you need to get off the bike or walk, right? Or if it seems like the miles never end, if there's someone holding you or helping you get back up, walking along your side with you, if there's someone supporting you and helping you realize that the finish line is just a little bit further, anything is possible, right? Those days grinding it out on those roads made me realize, and made us all realize, that recovery takes time and it takes hard work. But at the same time, if you're willing to put in the time and with the support, you can overcome everything. You might fail, but you will eventually succeed. Now, it's not possible unless you have a great supporting team next to you. That's what Wounded Warrior Project does. And it also provides great company with you. So anything you set to accomplish is possible, and anything that you want to do, you can if you so choose to. So, Mr. President, where do we go? I wanted to again say we appreciate your generosity and your hospitality and your willingness to have us here today to help us remind our nation and our fellow Americans that our nation's wounded warriors still need our compassion and our support, and that the mission of Wounded Warrior Project is to support them along the way on their ride, no matter how long it takes. So thank you again for having us here today.
Thank you. Jose Ramos is the epitome of what it means to be a wounded warrior. And as we say in our land, he's truly living the logo of a warrior that starts being carried off the battlefield, and through his recovery and rehabilitation is carrying others in their recovery. So, Jose, thank you for your dedication and your commitment. And Mr. President, a small token of appreciation for you and the White House staff.
Thank you very much. Beautiful.
Please accept this small memento on behalf of all of us, and especially the warriors standing behind me.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Well, this is really beautiful. This will find a permanent place, at least for 6 years,
There you go, 6 years.
in the Oval Office. Is
Talk
that
to him.
okay? I was going to joke, General, and say at least for 10 or 14 years, but we would cause bedlam if I said so we'll say 6. I want to thank you very much. This is fantastic. Thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody here. Incredible, incredible people. Thank you. I'll see you later. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good luck, everybody.
Okay, guess that's it. So I guess he didn't want to talk
Gentlemen,
about.
please remain at your seats until the president has departed the East Room.
Yeah, that might be it. So I guess they thought that he was going to speak about what was going on with the investigation. He did a little bit in the beginning, but I thought it was going to be like a post thing. But it's all
Ladies
good.
and gentlemen, please remain at your seats until the Warriors have departed the East Room.
All right. So yeah, 6 more years. That's what it's going to be. He spoke about the Mueller report a little bit earlier. He was basically saying that there's no collusion, no obstruction, no corruption, nothing like that. And matter of fact, there's a graphic that was released. Let me see if I could pull it up right quick. Y'all hang tight. Yeah, let me see. This was released from the whole Game of Thrones thing. This is on TMZ. So, and you see what it says. No collusion, no obstruction. For the haters and the radical left Democrats, game over. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, people could say, "Oh, why is he putting out memes?" I mean, this is pretty much what it is. There's no sense in hating on what's going on here. But that is a wrap. You have the wounded warriors and veterans in the audience, and that's pretty much all. So I guess we're going to get to some more stuff later on today, but that is pretty much all I got for y'all. So thank y'all for joining. And before I go, I'll read the super chats right quick. Thank you to Lawrence Smith, who says, ABL, thank you for bringing God and President Trump live with great commentary. Thank you for that. Most certainly appreciate you. Kev GB says in Spanish is Donatron. MAGA MFs, thank you for that. Jennifer Glenn says, thank you so much to everyone here who has served our country. I appreciate you more than I can put into words, and thank you to military families for the sacrifices you make. Thank you, ABL, for all that you do. Well, thank you for your very kind words and your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to No Apology C, who says MAGA with the heart eyes emoji. Thank you for that. Carthaginian says, thanks, ABL. Thank you. Antoine the American says, from Huntsville, Alabama, keep doing what you do, fam. God bless. God bless you as well. Thank you for your donation. Kev GB says, Dominican for Trump. MFers, thank you for that. Andre Blumenthal says, best from Germany. Great channel. Thank you for that. Will Redding says, as the bosses we are, we chose the right man for the job. God bless 45. Thank you. Not Zach Galifianakis says, ABL, like the way you think. Well, thank you for how you think in your donation. Walter White says, not Trump train. Fernando Constanza says, shout outs from New York City. Much love. Thank you all. T-Rex says, I love how knowledgeable and level-headed you are, but I digress. Keep up the good work. Thank you for that. Shout out to Tim Farrell for your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you to Jacob Martin. I appreciate you, boss, and good seeing you here. Saw you at YBLS, if I'm not mistaken, in D.C. last year. He says the Krasenstein brothers are melting down. Yes, they are. And I think that's all I got for the Super Chats. And again, thank you all for joining. I'll be doing more videos like this soon. If Trump comes out and speaks specifically about the situation here, I'll be letting you guys know what's going on. And until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.